Anyone's in from KOLnet, just raise your hands and I'll unmute. Is that Ryan? Oh yeah, Atif. Hi Atif, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? You're right there.
Good, yeah. Is Ryan as well?
Background that was going on. Yeah, Ryan's
Oh,
as well.
all right.
Hey, how's it going, Glenn?
Yeah, good. Good, Ryan. How are you doing?
Not bad. There's quite a bit of feedback on this.
Right, yeah, I can hear it on my end. I don't know if you mute. Yeah, I'm not getting the feedback now because we had this yesterday. Actually, he said when he muted, he could hear me, but when he was unmuted, it gave feedback.
Okay, it seems to be all right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Telegram.
if you're not talking, just mute your mic so there's no feedback. That's how it usually works.
Excellent suggestion.
Awesome. Right, yeah, if you guys are ready, then I can start a recording introduction. We can go into the KOLnet project.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, good afternoon to the Whalecoin Talk community. Today we have an AMA with KOLnet. KOLnet's the world's first marketing launchpad, so we can go into details about that shortly and everything else involved in the KOLnet project. But first, Atif and Ryan, if you could tell us a bit of the core team's background and experience, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm the co-founder alongside Atif, and well, personally myself, I've been in technology for seems like a lifetime now, but over 20 years, primarily in telecommunications, healthcare, and the energy industry. Main disciplines have been big data, smart IoT, PKI, which is public key infrastructure. And that's kind of where it brought me into crypto around 2017. Yeah, and so that's a bit about myself. I'll let Atif introduce himself and you can talk a bit about the team.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, so myself, I've got a slightly different background to Ryan's. I come more from a business background, entrepreneurial background. I've been involved with many various startups over the last almost 2 decades now. And as far as crypto goes, so I got involved in late 2016, 2017, initially, which started from opening a large mining center in Iceland with the partnership with Borealis Data Center. And that from there on kind of translated to me joining Global Blockchain Consortium, where I was partially advising a lot of projects, working with a lot of founders, and kind of did that throughout the last bear market and leading up to this bull market now, and running through 2020, 21, to 22 now that we are in. So it allowed me to kind of be able to really closely see some of the problems that were kind of taking place in the crypto space, the problems within the influencer space, within the crypto space, and then this Web3 solution basically kind of where this stands, and that kind of led us to also KOLnet, seeing those problems and bring this Web3 solution to that problem through the experience that I had being in the space.
Okay, awesome, guys. So yeah, if you could maybe give us an introduction for investors, our community investors here, about the KOLnet project, the marketing launchpad, how that will all work for investors and projects.
Sure. Yeah. So we've got a strong team of developers. I think we're about 8 strong now, across blockchain, full stack devs, UI developers, and as you'll probably find out in some time, data scientists, because we do quite a bit of data modeling as part of the extraction of data that we do via Twitter and social media channels and so on. So we've also, worthy mention is also David Atkinson. He's part of the team. We're really glad to have him on. He's been crucial in directing the development of and the direction of the platform. He's the commercial director and founder also of Holochain as well, and he provides a kind of that technical and product advisorship. So in terms of like what KOLnet is and what we're planning to do with it, it's a. Let me just take a step back and just define this term KOL, or key opinion leader. So this is like anyone who is on social media, who has social media reach on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, or wherever that might be. Those are the kind of platforms that we're focusing on right now. But it could be anyone who is in a thought leader, a content creator, somebody who's streaming, gaming, and they have a followership. All of them are considered to be in their own respective rights key opinion leaders. And so what we're doing here is we're creating a KOL exclusive platform that effectively allows early stage projects to efficiently create marketing strategies. And this is done through this vehicle that we're calling initial marketing offerings, or IMOs. And so in essence, IMOs will attract key opinion leaders, and the projects are effectively get this social media marketing, and it's all on chain through the use of pre-sale tokens. So projects who are launching, they offer their pre-sale tokens to these KOLs, and we track all of this via the blockchain. In essence, that's what it is.
Yeah, and I was looking into like KOLnet will collect private round tokens as marketing fees from projects launching on the platform, and then investors would farm them tokens, the KOL tokens, should I say, to get a share of them private round tokens that KOLnet's received. Yeah.
Exactly, that's one of the core utilities. So although the platform itself is this marketplace connecting marketeers, content creators to projects or brands, or whatever you want to call them, tokenized brands, how do we get everyone else involved? So we've got this non-inflationary mechanism whereby if you're staking the KOLnet token, you can receive a percentage or a reward from a reward pool. All of the IMOs that effectively traverse the platform, you get return and rewards of those tokens. So I mean, it's
out there, Ryan. Ryan?
Yeah, can't hear him.
Yeah.
Probably something wrong with his mic.
Oh, he might be back now. You there, Ryan?
Ryan, we can't hear you, by the way. So anyway, I'll carry on till he gets back and stuff. Yeah. So I mean, just touching back on that reward pool. So what we do at KOLnet is we, through the IMOs that come through KOLnet, we charge a percentage of the fees. Those fees are charged in those tokens, and a portion of that is then put into a reward pool, which anyone staking our tokens, even holding our tokens and staking them, gets access to the tokens in the reward pool, and these are then equally distributed depending on the amount of KOLnet tokens that you're holding.
Great. And has the KOL token launched? I couldn't actually see on the website about.
No, we haven't launched. We're currently running our last IDO. So we've already held previously done an IDO with Infinity Pad, which is sister launch pad of DAOmaker. Also, we've got and also our partner as well, worth mentioning. We're working very closely with them, and including Thor Starter. And we've got, again, with one of our partners, GameStarter, we got our last idea running, which has registration has started today, so it's live. You can participate in that if you're basically looking to get involved with KOLnet, with our TG being on the 29th.
Okay, awesome. So how can investors actually get involved? Is that last round still going, and then you go to pre-sale, or?
Yeah, so we have got, if you go onto GameStarter website, we have currently got our last idea running. You can go and whitelist to get involved into the public sale, and yeah, you can get involved in that way, get whitelisted and get a spot, and then after that it will only be available on off the market, and we will be listing on on the exchange, which we will announce. It's on the 29th. We'll announce the exchange probably a 27th or the 28th. Just need the exchange to announce it first, right? Just the way they work. So
awesome. And how does the buy and sell tax work for the KOL token?
so we don't have buy and sell tax. Yeah, we don't have buy and sell tax.
And how's the tokenomics breakdown? How are you distributing the allocation?
So
the
I mean, we did recently. The tokenomics did change over the last 8 weeks, given the market as well, and we did kind of reduce the way the tokens were being emitted. Did make it quite slow, and it's coming out over a long period. So in general, we are just to give you just an overview of it. We are launching at 269K market cap. We bought the initial market cap low as well, and then all our seed, private, and strategic investors, they will be getting their tokens over a period of 25 months on monthly basis. So it's been put quite the slow mission happening over a long period, giving the project enough time to kind of build what it's doing, and kind of get the usership and deal flow onto it, so the value can be extracted without putting too much selling pressure onto the project.
Great, Atif. And going back to the marketing launchpad, so you'll be vetting the projects that launch on the platform, and how are you sort of approaching projects to get them to come to the platform, and will there be whitelist spots for investors in the KOL token? Would you have to hold so many KOL token maybe to be involved with that?
Yeah. So first of all, from project standpoint, I mean, we've had several hundred applications already come through, right? Even though the platform's not live yet. The platform, our version 1, is pretty much in completion. We're going to be running some tests very soon, and then we can start running the IMOs on it. As far as the projects are concerned, let me bring the projects that we bring on. I mean, apart from the applications that we're getting through on their own, as I mentioned earlier, we are working very closely with Infinity Pad, Torstarter, as well as a numerous amount of VCs that we're partnered with. We have got Faculty Group and SL2 Capital as our advisors as well. Also, we've got NGC, Momentum 6, HG Ventures, all as one of our investors. So there's a whole bunch of deal flow and project deal flow that they're working through that they can push on to us. And we have got, to be honest with you, from a project standpoint, we have got quite a few projects that are actually pushing us, and or even the VCs pushing us to actually get the platform ready, because they want to actually push projects onto us. We will make sure that we bring the projects that we take on, they come through credible sources. They go through certain verifications, such as having KYC, and then we will have some internal due diligence process as well to ensure that the projects are good. And obviously, there's this at least amount of risk to investors that are involved, and the KOLs. With the whitelist spots, we don't have whitelist spots. The platform marketing launchpad, KOLnet, is a KOL exclusive launchpad. So it allows the KOLs to come and participate and get involved on those tokens early. In return, they provide marketing reach to the projects. So it's purely for the KOLs. On first come first serve basis. You're a KOL. If you're a KOL, you can come and join. We verify your account, and you use your wallet, connect with your wallet, and you can then get involved in the pools and stuff. And we have got like a ranking system that kind of ensures the quality of the KOL stays there. So yeah, that's generally the platform is for KOLs. It's KOL exclusive, but it at the same time it kind of takes into account and price value to the token holders as well. As mentioned earlier, they can get rewarded for just holding the token and be able to get project tokens that come through KOLnet. And then we have additional utilities where as an example, KOLs, even though it's first come first serve, but there's always projects that are high in demand. and KOLs holding our token will get early access to those projects high in demand, as well as we will have something called performance marketing, which is being able to target KOLs. So we're all about data, and we're going to be collecting all of data and data augmenting that, and then being able to allow projects to target certain KOLs. For example, if you're a gaming project, being able to target, knowing that these particular KOLs are good for gaming, and being able to target them. That's something we will be bringing in our V2 and V3 out, and holding our tokens again from a project. You'll be able to get the access to those features.
Great. And so will you be doing the marketing for each project, and then you take marketing fees from the projects? How much percentage of tokens would you be taking of each project?
Yeah. So just to give you an example, the way the IMO process works is, let's say a project comes in and says, we want to raise 100K, and we want to get we're willing to give these 100K worth of tokens allocation to KOLs. KOLs can come and fill that pool. We will take 10% of 10% as a fee. So from the 100K, 10K of those tokens will go to KOLnet, and 50% of that then gets put into the reward pool, and the remaining goes to the KOLnet platform as a running cost. So we take 10%, and then 50% of that then goes to a reward pool, which gets distributed to our token holders.
And then do you have some sort of agreement with the projects that you wouldn't get rid of their tokens like on the launch, so there's dumps on the charts?
Yeah, so the tokens that we take as fees, and with the ones that go to reward pool, projects do come in. We do allow them to have their tokens vested up to 4 months. So they won't all be unlocked on TG on day one.
Yeah, that's great. And going back to the KOL token, have you had an audit on the smart contract, or will that come after the launch? And what's the timeline for the launch after this last ICO?
Yeah, so we're currently being audited by Certic. You can go on their website and check us out. So smart contracts being audited. The platform will also get audited as we close off this month, and the V1's entirely complete. We will before making the platform live, we will also make sure that we get that audited as well. It's in pipeline with Certic as well. So
awesome.
what was your second
And you
question?
said like several hundred projects have approached you. How have you been reaching out, and how do they know all about
so this is
KOLnet?
purely I mean, we haven't asked projects to come to us at this point, right? I mean, we're getting pushed by Infinity Pad, and like as I mentioned earlier, from some of the VCs as well, to kind of get our product ready, and so they can push projects onto us. But with the projects that I mentioned to yourself, that's purely projects just signing up through our website.
Awesome. And going forward, what would be the marketing for the KOL token, and then marketing for the launchpad?
By marketing meaning?
For investors in the KOLnet token, and then obviously the launchpad for attracting more projects to launch there.
Yeah, so we are gearing up towards launch. I mean, for our own launch, we've got a whole bunch of KOLs that we've got on board, and that are pushing the KOLnet project, and they're working. Some of them are working on long-term basis, where it's not just about launch. They will be helping and giving full support to the project, and they will kind of bring awareness to KOLnet platform in general. They will help with the bringing on of the micro KOLs through that exposure. And as we go forward, and as we get projects come onto the platform and start doing their IMOs, then the KOLs that the projects get access to through the platform bring that marketing reach for those projects through the KOLnet platform.
Okay, awesome, Latif. Let's open it up to investor questions. We've got 10 minutes left here, so let's see. Syed, you had a question for Latif at KOLnet here. Go ahead.
Thank you, Glenn. Okay. Okay, so IMOs will officially allow KOLs to group together and form a marketing group connected to a brand or a project by the smart contract. So I want to understand that how will marketing group be connected to a brand or project through a smart contract, and will you be developing this bridge? How will that work?
Do you want me
So,
to take that one, Asif?
sorry.
I've managed to come back on. So
Oh, okay.
just
Okay.
yeah. Just to how are those projects connected? So this vehicle called IMOs, this is effectively so you can come onto our DApp, you can create the configuration. So a project will come on and they'll say, you know what, I want 4 posts, I want coverage on Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok, and this effectively gets written into a smart contract, depending on what chain that project comes along in. And the KOLs will come in and they'll see this project and think, do you know what? It's a gaming project. My followers will really like it. I want to get involved in this project. Therefore, sign me up. So once they commit themselves, they effectively tie up on chain this relationship, and effectively, as soon as the KOL goes and does a whole bunch of marketing and does 3 out of the 4 posts, KOLnet will be able to, via like a Web2 API. So like, for example, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and many other social media channels will allow you to extract data via API. And anyone can go and do this. And this is all publicly available data. There's nothing private about it. So we don't breach any privacy rules in that respect. And effectively, we then, KOLnet, will say, okay, I can see that handle, I can see that post they've put out, this is the engagement that they're getting, this is the number of impressions, the reach, and so on. So we take all of this data and we pull it back, and like an oracle, effectively, we then say, yeah, that marketing is done, tick, 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 and then effectively those tokens can now be claimed by that KOL. So in essence, it's like a DeFi / marketing tech or MarTech solution in that respect, Saeed.
Okay, got it. Thank you for explaining that. Thank you so much. Over to you, Glenn.
Thank you for the question, Said. Let's see, Aisha, you had a question for the KOLnet team. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. I want to know that if any macro influencer wants to join the micro KOLs group, will it be possible?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the reason we talk about micro KOLs and why we're so excited about micro KOLs is for a completely different set of reasons. We don't eliminate anyone, and we don't say macro KOLs you can't join. You're more than welcome to come and join. But part of the problem in the space that we're seeing is that a lot of retail investors don't get to see this, but many KOLs come on and they take large chunks, up to 50, 60K worth of allocation, and then they go out and market these projects and say, you know what, this is a great project. Tell their followers about the utilities of this project or use case, and what's been happening and what we've seen is, because of the number of projects coming through, these large macro KOLs are just absorbing loads and loads of allocation, but their airtime is so limited, so they're only ever able to talk about these projects in a very short window, maybe giving them a post or an integrated mention within a post, and that's really all the project gets, and they feel kind of left high and dry. They don't really get the kind of marketing reach that they want. So we're here to kind of like provide the supply that's not of giving the opportunity to mid-range or micro or macro nano KOLs to come in and kind of provide this crowd marketing essentially. But it's even more powerful than that, because crypto hasn't quite caught up with this, and this is data that you can go and check out yourselves. And I suggest that you actually have a look at this. It's really, really cool, because the data is super clear here that micro KOLs get up to 4 times or even 8 times the engagement than the macro KOLs. And you may ask, like, why is this? And it's really because they have a much more, because of the smaller followership, they have a much more intimate or closer relationship with those followers. So if they're talking about a particular project or a particular subject, more of those followers are likely to engage and get involved, and it converts into real action. Whereas some of these bigger influencers, yeah, they've got a broader reach, but not so many. A lot of people don't actually engage with that content, and it converts into real buying action or utility or user acquisition for those particular projects. So yeah, when we stumbled across this, we were like, oh, this is incredible, and this is really where the project is focusing its efforts. Why we've got a partnership with Total Gaming, who are, if you don't know, are a group of influencers or KOLs in India. They're all about gaming. They've got a relationship with Garena, which is like Call of Duty for Asia, and so like these guys are super excited about bringing in a whole bunch of their community and micro KOLs who follow them to come on board and actually learn about what KOLnet is and get involved with Web3 projects, because now this is it. Gaming within crypto is growing so much that it's now becoming a global phenomenon, and loads of people are getting involved. So everyone's looking for an avenue to get in. So this is really the focus. So we don't exclude anyone. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for answering.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you for the question, Aisha. Let's move on to Western Beast. You had a question for the KOLnet team. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey Ryan, great explanation so far. There's actually something I am seeing now under your performance marketing when I clicked it, and you said target markets according to geography, target markets according to geography, achieving the best traction across the world through performing calls. Now, geographically, some markets tend to do well in certain areas other than other areas. What would you be doing? Like, will you be factorizing what's would you be considering when you're taking note of these target markets, depending on the kind of geographical area? And also, I would like you to explain your concept of channel analysis on the.
Kind of lost the last part.
Hello,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
All right. The last part is the last bullet point. You made mention of accelerating the available calls through channel analysis. So, what factors are involved in this channel analysis that you?
Okay. Yeah.
So, what factors will you be taking this channel analysis that you'll be taking your assessments on?
Sure. Okay. So what KOLnet's like super strong on, and why we almost say it's Oracle-like, is that we're taking a whole bunch of marketing data that the social media channels are offering us. So this could be geography, where the KOLs are based across the world. And so as projects do IMOs within KOLnet, we will be able to then garner a whole bunch of like usage data. So we can say, okay, well, the last three NFT projects did really well in South America, in Japan, in Eastern Europe, for example. So when another project comes along, we can then say, you know what, select 20% of your KOLs from these geographic locations. And this is where that channel analysis comes in. It's a combination of data augmentation, but making it simple, because project founders or CMOs, they're not interested in looking at large amounts of data and so on. So they want something really accessible. They come into an app. It helps them make decisions to say, this is the category of project that I'm in. This is the type of influencer that I'm looking for. And these are geographic or performance related indicators that will help me make my IMO really get the most traction in terms of marketing. So that's how that all works. It's pretty much based on the data that we collect.
Oh, that's a very artistic way around the situation. It's a great project, and I'm wishing you guys the best. Over to you, Glenn.
Thanks for the question, Western Beast. Let's see. We'll take one more question. Venice, you had a question for the KOLnet team. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Glenn. Actually, as KOLnet is trying to support the launching projects with every possible way of marketing and other ways as well, and also have plans to reward the staked holders with pre-sale tokens received by KOLnet as fee. But I want to know, how will you convince your holders to hold the rewarded tokens you give them as reward for some period of time, so that the launching project can grow more and their chart stays healthy?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, so what you're saying is, as an investor, you're staking KOLnet token, you're earning these rewards, you're collecting all of these pre-sale tokens. They're launching, they're doing really well in price. You're getting access to this utility really in a cost-effective way. And how do you support those projects? Well, it really depends on, I mean, the buying and the selling or investor decisions that you make are entirely up to you. So you're completely within reason able to sell those tokens or keep them if that's where you believe that those projects are going to drive future growth and or the utility is something that you're interested in. So even the KOLs, that's something that we will be doing with the KOLs who are coming on board. We'll be looking at the tokens that they receive. And if similar to, and this is why it's good working with the likes of DAO Maker team and so on, because they've got the SHO approach, which is a strong hands offering or strongholder approach. So what this means is effectively, if you have strong hands, you hold onto tokens, then you'll get more allocations. In a similar way, we're not saying to KOLs that you can't sell your tokens, but as long as you sell them responsibly and you don't dump after a marketing post, which is called shilling, which is bad behavior, then your ranking goes up. But if you do that bad behavior, then your ranking goes down. So we want to promote longevity, transparency, and trust, and responsible behavior when it comes to selling tokens. But in terms of reward tokens that you get as an investor, it's entirely up to you how you want to sell those, and you can continue staking and receiving more and more of those pre-sale tokens. So you can always hold on to the KOLnet token.
I mean, one thing to add to this, one thing I think it's important adding is that apart from just a project coming onto KOLnet and creating an IMO and getting exposure through the KOLs that take part in that by investing into those tokens, even this reward pool, it actually further it does reward our token holders, but from a project standpoint, it further provides them more exposure, because all these tokens that get distributed between our token holders, it allows that particular each particular project to get that exposure between all our token holders, which then gets passed on to through word of mouth to other members in their community. So it's even that part actually brings further exposure to a project and helps in marketing.
Yeah, and I think it's an.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, you were saying something. Go on, please.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I mean, this is why KOLnet's so powerful, because I mean we've seen like nearly 20,000 projects launch in Web3, and pretty much all of them have got a marketing budget. So you can imagine that the kind of value locked, or the total value that will be coming through KOLnet, it's massive. And we're starting to see other projects develop marketing platforms, which is a good thing. But we believe that we've got an edge because we work through this concept of an oracle or through data, and that's why we have an edge over other platforms.
It's really great, and these are the things I have not seen in other launch pads. You guys are doing really great job, and thank you so much for answering my question.
Thank you for the questions, Venice. Yeah, it's been great speaking to Atif and Ryan today. As Ryan said, it's the first marketing launchpad of IMOs, and investors can get the private round tokens so they can gain in other projects when they launch as well, projects that are successful. So it's a really exciting project we've heard here today from KOLnet. But as we always say, for Welcome Talk community investors, AMAs are for research and educational purposes. It's not financial advice. You can check out their website, white paper, and official community socials. They're in our main chat. And it's been great speaking to you today, guys. Thank you very much for coming.
It's been a pleasure, Glenn. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Glenn. Thanks for having us here.
Thank you for coming, guys, and take care. Looking forward to the launch. So, did you say you had a date for when it will be launching the token as well?
Yeah, so the TG is taking place on the 29th of June, which is 6 days away. So join our socials and yeah, look out for the announcements.
I'll finish the record and send a copy over for you to share with your community, and I'll send that into our main chat for any investors that want to listen back to the call. Thank you very much, guys.
Appreciate it, Glenn.